wanted to give an example of the different Autel Evo 2 Pro's tracking intelligent photos. Set it up to track my truck. Started off with a manual flight. Scratch that. Started off with a dynamic track, and that's what this is. I just kind of set it in front of the truck, hoping that it would back up and record the front the whole time, and it pretty much went to the back. So dynamic track seems to just track from the back. Super impressed with it though. I was pretty much gradually increasing speed as I gained confidence in it, and you'll see I just kind of keep going a little faster. I had the video visible, so I knew it was still following me. I came from a DJI products, and they did not track as well, in my experience, as this did. Alright, so now I'm moving over to parallel track, and this really, I thought was very impressive. As I noticed, I also gradually increased speed. On this one, I think I got up to about 40 miles an hour, and it was seemingly still tracking me. So, I noticed as I gained speed, it zoomed out. So when you slow down, it comes in just automatically, and when you speed up, it goes out, which is great. It's kind of busy, so I was taking my time. Didn't want to run a kid over. I was out of the local recreation area. And right about here, I start going faster. I think I was going about 20 right here. And decided, okay, well, let's open it up. And got it up to almost 40 miles an hour at some point right up here. And then decided to see if I could lose it. So spun a donut, went back the other direction. This doesn't nearly show as fast as I was going. I think this is the fastest. This must have been about the 40 mile an hour point. Before I was going probably closer to 30. So as I got to 40, you can see how far it zoomed out. And I think right here is where I really went the fastest, and I might have exceeded the top speed of the drone. You can see it was starting to kind of struggle to keep up, and at some point it did lose me. As I went over 45 miles an hour, right here, I think I turned around because I saw its tracking lost me, but it picked me back up when it got closer. And it also had hit a max distance. I don't know what that means yet. I'll look into it more, but it hit some form of max distance. And so I turned around and tried to see if it would track me going the other direction, to see if that max distance was distance that it traveled, or just if for some reason it had some sort of geofence on its original tracking. And it appeared to have some type of tracking geofence. This is still on parallel track. I was trying to trick it here. It's doing a pretty good job going up and over all around. And for the most part, it did a parallel track. Again, I kind of got on it and tried to lose it again. And you can tell every time that I stop is when it loses track of me. So it lost me, and I don't think it picked me back up this time. So started bringing it in, decided instead to put it on the tripod track. Is that what it's called? Yeah, tripod track. So this is tripod track. And what was something that was really great about this whole thing is when it recognized me, not only did it show like that it had picked up that I'm the object, it natively knew that somehow that I was what it wanted to track, and then I just had to click the button. It also showed me as a car. So the intelligence in this is it recognized it as my truck as a vehicle, and all I did was click the little green dot, and then it automatically put the tracking square around my truck, and then as I would drive around, it did this. So it did lose me where I did that little turnaround, and that's why I turned around, but it immediately picked me back up. I didn't want to flog my truck too hard. I had my kids' bikes in the back, so they were bouncing around. And of course, I was in communication with the operator. I only had a remote screen, and the operator was keeping control of it. They were inside the vehicle, but had ability to gain access and immediately take control.